Today is Friday, November 12th, which means Fusion Strike officially releases here in the US, although it was available yesterday on PTCGO. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be looking at a brand new, or somewhat brand new deck that came to us with Fusion Strike, and that is Gengar VMAX, so let's get into the deck. Now, I've already shown off some tabletop gameplay and done a deck profile, so if you want to check out those videos, I will have the links in the description. But very quickly, let's take a look at this Gengar V. It is a single strike Pokemon, dark type, and it is alright at best in my opinion. It has the Dark Slumber attack for 2 dark energies, does 40 damage, and your opponent's Pokemon is now asleep. And it has the Pain Explosion attack for 3 dark energies, does 190 damage, but 30 to itself. Very, very similar to the Aura Burn attack on the Galarian Moltres, except that's 2 dark and a colorless, and this is 3 dark. Now, what makes this problematic is the weakness to fighting. And in the single strike Urshifu mirror match or in the rapid strike Urshifu match, you're going to be taking quite a bit of damage. You're going to get one shot from something like Gale Thrust. You're going to get one shot from if you're in the active and you get Gmax Rapid Float. So it's not, I don't know. We'll have to really see. We're also going to have Gengar VMAX, which is 320 health, still weak to fighting, Jerry scratching at the door. It has a retreat cost of 3, which for Leafeon matchups is a little bit of a problem, but we do have ways to kind of deal with it. Fear, I'm just going to let Jerry in. Okay, go boy. You want to come up? Okay. Jerry, it's raining, so Jerry gets a little scared during the rain. Anyway, 320 health, it's still weak to fighting, it's still a single strike, but it has a retreat cost of 3. We talked about that already. Fear and Panic for 2 dark energies does 60 times the number of Pokemon V and GX your opponent has in play. Now, this is fairly easily avoided or worked around by your opponent if they're playing something like Dragapult, they're playing something like Ice Rider or Suicune Way. They don't need too many Vs. The only decks that this is really going to help you against is the Shadow Rider and the Mew, because both of those decks want to play a bunch of Vs to help them do their thing. But we do have Gmax Swallow Up, which does a base 250 for 3 dark energies, but you can't attack at all during your next turn. So we gotta find ways of getting this Gengar out of the active. We're of course running the Houndoom engine with the single strike Roar, and we have our Umbreon V and VMAXs to provide another dark type attacker, but also something that has a different weakness, and it's just a little easier to set up because it has the 2 colorless in its attack cost. We are running 1/1 copies of Urshifu V and VMAX to provide fighting type weakness and wall breaking, right? Gmax 1 blow can go through anything in the game, so if you're in a real pinch and you absolutely have to, we can attack using that. Our trainers are going to look very, very similar, but you might notice that we only have 3 copies of Urn of Vitality because we're not using Gmax 1 blow as often. We're not going to need to discard our energies as frequently, so we don't need to play as many. We're still running 4 Tower of Darkness. Again, this deck is probably going to be a little bit less consistent than our regular build, but we're going to be able to hit those psychic types for weakness a little bit easier with this build. So a little bit of a trade-off. 2 copies of Boss's Orders. We still have our Tool Scrapper, our Evolution Incense, our Quick Balls. We are running 3 copies of Marnie's. Here we're running 2 copies of Piers because, well, we have a bunch of dark type Pokemon and we want to be able to find the energies that we need when we need them, which Piers does. Speaking of the energies that we need, we are running 4 copies of Single Strike Energy, 4 copies of Hiding Dark Energy. This is really, really helpful because the dark type Pokemon that this is attached to has no retreat cost. So now that Leafeon's Grass Knot, let's just pretend they don't have Galar Mine on the field. Their Grass Knot does nothing to a Gengar, or it does nothing to a Leafeon, even to an Umbreon rather. Even if they do have it in play, right, it's going to do 120 to Gengar, and it's going to do 240 to Umbreon. Not enough to knock out the VMAX in one shot. So really, really important, and we are just running 2 copies of basic dark energies in case we need to attach to a Crobat or something like that. So that's pretty much the deck. Unless we run into a bunch of Mews or Shadow Riders, I don't think it's going to go super well. If this is your first time checking out the channel, thank you so much for giving it a try. I really do appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss another video. Playing some type of dark deck, just based on the coin. We did win the coin flip, so we absolutely want to go first. Going first is huge, and not a bad start, right? We have our supporter for next turn. We have a couple of quick balls to get some Houndours onto the bench. We'll see what we top deck. So this could be a pretty good start, and we're playing another single strike deck. Looks like we're playing just the single strike Urshifu if they have that fighting energy. So we'll see what they start, what we start. We have the advantage of being able to go first and being able to attack sooner. So we get the single strike energy. That is a huge top deck. We'll get rid of one of the research. And we don't really need Tool Scrapper so much in this matchup. So we'll go ahead and get our other Houndour onto the bench. And we can drop an Umbreon and pass. And now, next turn we'll be able to... They might throw down a tower. If they do, then we'll use the Urn to tower away, get a couple of cards, and start to use Professor's Research. Looks like they're going to be looking for the same exact thing. So they opt to go for the Research. They might have another supporter in their hand, whether it's a Marnie or another Research. They're getting the Urshifu, so we definitely don't want to play our Gengars, right? Because playing Gengar is weak to Urshifu, and why would we do that? Impact Blow will one-shot our Gengar VMAX, so not really worth doing, so we kind of have to stick with Umbreon here. And they might just mean look us for 50 damage, which is fine, I guess. They do put down the tower. So we'll see what we draw. We get an Urn. Unfortunate top deck. We really don't want an Urn. But now we're going to be able to guarantee attack. And since Umbreon here only has 200 health, we are going to be able to take the knockout with our own Umbreon, which is pretty nice. And we will research. So, okay. And let's single strike Roar onto our other Umbreon here. This is not what I want to see in terms of energies. So, and we will Moonlight Blade take a KO. Get a couple of prizes. Getting ahead on prizes is really big. There's our other Urn, so if this does get knocked out, that's not bad. If they Marnie us, then we have Piers and Single Strike Roar to guarantee the attack next turn. So, or if they Marnie us, we have Single Strike Roar and hopefully some type of energy. But if they don't KO us, which I find it unlikely that they won't. Ooh, they're going straight for the VMAX. So they might just beat down. They might beat down. It was a little, I think it was a little risky going for... Okay, so they're going to be able to beat down for 140 damage, which will be enough to take the KO on our Umbreon here. And that's not what you want to see. I was kind of hoping they whiffed the energy. They probably should have researched first to try to guarantee that they would have the energy in hand, because if they single strike Roar or all the energy out of their deck, they are not going to, they're less likely to find one. So we have the Air Balloon. Okay, we got the Urshifu. Let's earn those energies back into the deck. Don't want to forget to do any of this. And let's see. We can attach, right? How do we want to do this? They're going to Gmax 1 below next turn. So they're going to get... So what I think I actually want to do... Maybe I Piers, take the KO with the Umbreon, on like their Umbreon. I don't really need an energy, I have plenty. So I think we'll just do that. We'll get that Umbreon so they can't boss up something. And we can go here. We can start to set up here. I actually think I messed up. I probably should have roared twice to the Umbreon, to the Urshifu. Let's go ahead and we'll get rid of a Dark Energy. We'll get another Umbreon. I should have quick balled for Crobat. That would have been the smarter thing to do. That would have been the smarter thing to do. Whoops. Houndour. Quick ball. Okay, so we got the quick ball for the what's it called, for the Crobat, so we can try to get an Urn. And we have the other Umbreon set up because I want to be able to just boss up like their Crobat or something and take my final 2 prizes, because this is going to get knocked out from GMAX 1 blow, unless of course they yep, so there it's going to get GMAX 1 blow. Jerry, I got to put you down because you're laying like, he's laying all crazy and I'm like supporting him. It's like, why are you doing this? So they're going to start to set up another. They do Marnie. I actually kind of don't mind that. I think all of my urns are in the discard pile, so I think I am kind of screwed on this one. Yeah, we had, unfortunately, 2 of our urns at the beginning of the game. Very, very unfortunate. I should have roared. If I had roared to the Urshifu here, I would have won. We'll put up the... Let's see. How many single strike energies do I have in the... Ugh. You hate to see it. I would have won if I had not been silly. It's not even 9 in the morning and I'm like already making mistakes. Yeah, there's just nothing I can do here. I can't get a 3rd energy onto my Urshifu, so what I'll do is, I mean, they have 3 in the discard pile as well, so I mean, they just need an Urn. If they have an Urn, they kind of win. Yeah, if I attached manually to the Umbreon, I did the math wrong in my head. I thought I needed 220. I only needed 2, obviously. They have the Switch in hand. What are the odds? And they attach to the VMAX, which is interesting. It doesn't have enough damage to really do a lot with Scroll, but I guess they're going to try to do... I don't... That was interesting. Although I technically can't even attack with the beatdown over here, because I don't have a basic fighting energy. So there's really nothing I can do. I just lose. If we had a... Yeah, we just lose here. So I can't even use Scroll with Scorn to like do anything. So, like I said, little misplay on my part resulted in the loss. You can see just one little mistake. Going into game number 2, let's see if I can wake up a little bit and not make silly mistakes causing me the game. based on the deck box, it looks like it's going to be a Rapid Strike Urshifu, which is not something we want to see. Again, that fighting weakness to Gengar means that I can't really play it. So I'm stuck using my Umbreons that don't have the same damage output as the Urshifu or even the Gengar. So I could very easily go with Urshifu, but now I got to really search it out. So this is a pretty good hand, though. Pretty good hand. I don't like seeing urns in the very opening hand, but when you run through, you 3 or 4, you're bound to find one. Let's go ahead. We'll tower first. We'll actually get rid of this urn. See what we can pick up. Tower away the tower. Or we'll quick ball away the tower, I think. And we'll get another Houndour and pass. And now pressure's on a little bit because they see the two Houndours have the Piers actually to get a Houndoom, and they're just going to concede, interestingly enough. Let's try game 2 again. I'm not sure if that one's going to count, but we'll see how long this next game takes. Looks like we're playing a grass deck, which is always a little annoying because that means our Umbreons now are, you know, their liabilities, but we could potentially use Gengar in this matchup. If it's a Leafeon deck, we can kind of test how well that, the Hiding Dark Energy, even if they have Galarmine, Hiding Dark Energy plus Air Balloon would still give us a 0 retreat cost. So we'll see what we can do here. Not a huge fan of this opening hand. Ooh, a Coughing. This could be like a Sableye thing, right? Coughing Sableye. So they're going to need to turn the set up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to quick ball away this Umbreon VMAX, I guess. And we're going to go ahead and get... We prized our Urshifu, so we kind of have to get the Gengar here, I think. We'll tower. We'll quick ball away our... Okay. We'll get another Houndour. We're going to Crobat, draw a bunch of cards before they stop us from using our abilities. There's the energy that we want to see. And now we can go ahead and... I think we Marnie, right? Marnie's probably the right choice. Try to find like an Air Balloon or something. We don't find it. But we do have the VMAX. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this basic Dark Energy. And I really want to try to thin this deck out a little bit. You know what? We're going to go with... Yeah, we're going to go with the Houndour because Gengar's attack cost is so high that if they do end up knocking out this Houndour, I want to be able to do single strike roar still. So we have the Hiding Dark Energy again. We have the Gengar VMAX, so we'll be able to hit... I might not want a VMAX depending on what they do, right? Fear and Panic will do 0 damage if they don't have any Vs on the bench. So we'll see what our options are. An Orbeetle. So it'll do at least 60, enough to knock it out. And they're going to go ahead and end Ascension. Which means no abilities. So I kind of have to get this Houndour out of the active. My goodness. And that's all I can do for now. Because we have the Hiding Dark Energy for next turn if I absolutely have to. They're going to poison. So I kind of have no choice here. which is really unfortunate because, like, I mean, maybe I can attack into one of these Vs. No, I can't even do it. I have to, like... I'll go ahead and get another Houndoom for eventually. And this is only going to do 120 damage. If I did the... That was a turn ago. So, that's... God, this is like the worst. I'll be able to hit it and knock it out next turn. They're going to Crushing Hammer. Tails, fortunately. Tool Scrapper, fine. What's their final card? They might just have... If they just Severe Poison, then I know they don't have anything in their hand. They're going to Boss Stall. I can Piers for Hiding Dark Energy, so that's fine. Get a Hiding Dark and we'll get our other Houndoom. Free Retreat now. And let's go ahead and just Fear and Panic. We get a prize. We can finally use our abilities. We get another Single Strike energy, so that's really good if they do top deck a Marnie. They get the Gourmandise Snorlax in the active. That's fine because I can just do this. And now we will just Fear and Panic and take the KO on it. And now they can't do what they wanted to do. They can't Ability Lock me. We do get the Urshifu from the prize, which I mean, I'm bench locked at this point, so it doesn't really matter too much. They're going to go ahead and get the Orbeetle VMAX. They're only going to be able to get, I mean, based on what they have in their hand, we'll see. But and that's 310. I'll do 270, 290. I mean, if I load this thing up on Single Strike energies, which that actually worked to my favor. Because I don't want too many energies on this thing. But I could knock out this Orbeetle in one hit. So if they... I don't like that. That's a little annoying. But... Actually, I do 270, 290, 310. Still get the KO. Who are they going to put into the active, though? Probably... Yeah. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Urshifu. I don't think we're going to need it. So many Evolution Incenses. Let's just thin the deck out a little. We'll get rid of one. Get the Houndour. Fine, whatever. And, yeah, we'll just Fear Panic. And now if I can get that Orbeetle VMAX into the active, game over. Because they're... What does it do? 200 damage. Not enough to take the KO. I really got to stop finding some urns. I don't understand how I've seen one, and it was the one from the opening hand. So I don't think they're going to be able to take the KO on this. They don't have any energy attached to it. And if they attack, don't take the KO. I mean, we just need to... Oh, they Marnie us. So they're getting that Single Strike energy into the deck for me, which is nice. Maybe we can draw into a boss. And we do. Oh my goodness. So unless they take the KO this turn, we do just win. And I don't think they'll be able to. right? It's only going to do 200 damage. So that'll put me at 260, 270, 280. So, not enough. So Gengar VMAX is going to take the win here. I'm very confident of it. And they do just G-Max Wave, 200 damage. That's game. We can, right? 250, 270, 290, 310. This gives them no status conditions. Yeah, but we will just make our math a little bit better, right? Just to make sure we're good here. And go ahead and G-Max Swallow up for 330 damage. And getting the win against Orbeetle, I think it was very important to get rid of those neutralizing gas Weezing. Let's get into the last game of the day, I guess, and we'll see. We actually got to use Gengar, so that makes me very happy. We're going to call a tail flip. We win again. Very, very nice. It actually worked in our favor to go second last time, but not what I want to see, right? Too many single strike energy. Excuse me. I don't want to see a lot of single strike energies in my hand. I don't have any outs to any basic Pokemon, so unless I draw one off the top deck, which I don't. So we're just going to pass this and end up going to... This is going to end up being a loss. Suicune is going to be a really tough deck to win against anyway, because they don't fill the bench with Pokemon V or GX. They fill the bench with Pokemon like Sobble. So maybe they'll have one other V on the bench as a backup attacker, and once I put down that Gengar, they're gonna know not to fill up their bench with Ice Riders and Suicunes. They're gonna fill it up with Sobbles, and so we're gonna be doing what? They have two Vs in play. We're gonna do 180 damage with our VMAX, or 120 damage rather with our VMAX for 3 Dark Energies. Or 2 Dark, whatever it is. It's not a lot of damage. We're gonna be two-shotting Suicunes, right? 120 if we have 2 single strike energies on there. It's 160. Yeah, we're still gonna be two-shotting. I guess we kind of don't have a choice here. We can Piers. We'll go ahead. We'll get the Gengar. Let's get the hiding Dark Energy so that we can retreat if we need. And we'll roar to it. So that this way, next turn, at least we're guaranteed an attack, right? It's not the attack I want to do, but if we can get one more energy on this, we actually will be able to one-shot that Suicune with Pain Explosion. We'll take 30 damage to ourselves. I mean, like, come on. I would actually love it if they bossed or escape roped or something like that to get Gengar in the active, because I need my Houndoom to do things. But even if they 20, 40, 60, right, 20, 40, 60, 80, even if they put down another Pokemon, that would be 120, they have to put down 2 more basics in order to take the KO on this Houndoom. So it's definitely doable, but there's one. If they don't have the other one, I have a chance. They're gonna Fleet Foot. Please don't put down another Pokemon. Let me do this. I can attach Single Strike Roar, Professor's Research, try to find an Air Balloon. Nope, never mind. This game is now officially lost. No, oh, why did it not knock me out? I think I counted my Houndoom on accident. I just need a way to get this out of the active now. Please let me find an Air Balloon. No, I don't. I don't understand in these games what's with me finding all of my Evolution Incenses. I guess I'll earn just to get it back in the deck, so I don't lose it. I don't think I actually want to use this. I mean, here's the thing. If they boss up my Gengar, it's going to get knocked out. Right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. Oh, I'll live with 10 health left, though. Alright. Let's pass. I don't have anything else to do. This Houndoom's going to get knocked out. I can't find the Hiding Dark Energy, even though I already attached for the turn. I can't find an Air Balloon. I can't find... I think I run 2 Air Balloons. Maybe I need a switch. Maybe this deck needs a 3rd switch. Even though I didn't think it would with all the 4 Hiding Dark Energies. Never mind. Oh, okay. I'll still live with 10 HP. At least. Because now I have 1 less Pokemon in play. So they'd have to quick shoot into the active to replace that 20 damage. So I'll still live. Which means I can still knock out the Suicune. But I have no energies or no nothing to accelerate to this Umbreon, so it's just kind of like sitting there doing nothing because I have 0 outs. No research, no nothing. And this is what I was saying, this deck is going to feel at times a little more inconsistent than a regular Urshifu deck because of my attacks and the differences in damage, like not being able to attack at all next turn is really harmful because then it just sits there for an entire turn. So I have to stay a V in order to not get KO'd or to be able to actually KO and not lose an extra prize because they're going to Blizzard Rondo. If I VMAX, well then I can't, I don't know. Like VMAX, it doesn't do anything for me. We're going to drop this. We're going to Marnie. See if we can find our Houndours. I mean, it's a little late at the moment, but... we knock out ourselves. We KO ourselves because of the 30 damage. I mean, God. Like, what? So stupid. There's a Piers looking at single strike energy. There's an Umbreon. Like, what is happening with this deck? This is like, I couldn't be drawing worse if I tried. And on top of that, it's already a deck that's just like, seriously, 30 damage to ourselves, and I get KO'd because of that. So I don't even get the extra turn to set up, because now they're gonna be attacking into my Urshifu. Like this would have been completely winnable if Gengar didn't have a 3 dark cost. If it did decent, I mean it does decent damage, right? 190, but it's gonna. It's so frustrating because it's like so close to being what I want it to be or what I need it to be, and it's just not there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to do with this deck. I really don't. I'm gonna get Blizzard Rondo. They're gonna hit me for 140. Now 160 with the quick shooting. And it's like, even if I... Yeah, okay, here's the Houndour. You get a Hiding Dark Energy. I can earn these back in the deck. And it's like, what do I do? Of course, I get my single strike energies. We'll get the path out of here. I mean, you don't really need it. And it has a cape of toughness. We just lose this. There's nothing we can do. So there you go. There's the Gengar VMAX deck. It performed exactly how I expected it to. Not particularly well, but when it works, it's working really well, and the damage lines up, and you're able to take some nice KOs. But if you are missing a piece, or you can't get out of the active for some reason, because now instead of playing balloons or switches, you're using the hiding dark energy, but you have to attach energy for the turn, and you can't. You know what I mean? So if you don't have the Houndoom set up immediately, this deck is just going to fall apart, like you just saw in that Suicune game. Even if you have everything you need, you still might fall short damage-wise. You still might be sitting in the active for an extra turn just because you can't attack, because GMAX Follow-Up says you can't attack at all next turn. It would be fine if we weren't able to use GMAX Follow-Up again next turn, and we could still use Fear and Panic. But to not be able to attack at all really, really hurts the VMAX. Being weak to fighting really hurts the deck, and it's so close. Right? It just needed to be just a little bit better, and we would have a really good dark type single strike deck. Unfortunately, we just don't. Maybe against Mew, it's going to be a different story, right? We can hit for serious damage with just 2 energies with Fear and Panic, because they're loading up the bench with Genesects. Even against other Genesect decks, we're still hitting their Vs, and we're still hitting for serious damage with Fear and Panic, because they're filling up their bench with other Genesects. But other than those 2 decks, Shadow Rider, Genesect, and Mew, you're not going to have a favorable matchup in against a lot of things. And I think that's really problematic, because Dragapult's really, really popular, but even though you hit it for weakness, you're just not doing the damage that you need. If they have 2 Vs in play, you're doing 120, maybe 160, so they have to have 2 Vs in play, and you have to have 2 single strike energies on there, and then you can KO their VMAX in one hit. But other than that, I mean, if they're getting KOs on your Houndours before you're able to do that, I mean, it's just I don't know. Maybe this deck, maybe I just need more time with it, maybe I need more experience with it. We'll see. You saw I misplayed in the first portion of the video, and I lost because of it. Maybe I just need more time, get a better list together, and we'll try again in the future. We'll see. But that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found this a little bit informative, maybe a little entertaining. If you did, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss another video. Hitting the like button and leaving a comment are the best ways to tell YouTube this is a good video, and other people should check it out. But like I said, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.